Hello all, and thank you for making time in your schedules to join us for our webinar. My name is Levent Koch and I'm Sales Manager for Benelux and Nordics for Aero Capital Solutions. Well, as we are finding ourselves in challenging times, we want to inform you with this webinar about how leasing and financing solutions can help you, especially now as budgets are under review and investment decisions are taken into consideration with the changed environment in mind. Well, as part of the Aero organization, Aero Capital Solutions finds itself positioned between IT vendors, our resellers, our partners, and our end users. This position makes it that we talk about these topics every day with many different stakeholders and decision makers. And we want to share our experience with you. Well, to give you a very short intro on Aero Capital Solutions, as part of the audience are familiar with us and some of you are not. Aero Capital Solutions is part of the Aero organization and we focus on deal enablement. So we are part of the sales process and we add lease and financing solutions to the IT solution that we provide. Before we start, I want to say that we want to make this webinar as efficient as possible. As we find that all questions are important, we want to answer your questions with care. My contact information is mentioned in the presentation. So you can email me or call me and I will get back to you as soon as possible with an answer, or we can plan a one-on-one call if needed. At Aero, we understand the fact that we all have challenges for which you reach out to partners and others whom you can trust on supporting you with smart input and solutions. So I hope you will be able to use this information and think about how leasing and financing can help you manage cash flow and add value to the deals and investments that you are developing at this moment. We know that you will get questions and you will be challenged to spend budgets more efficiently and help your CFO to preserve as much cash as possible, and I hope you will walk away from this webinar with ideas how to do so and increase your challenges on reaching your goals. So let's get started, and I hope that we will trigger you to use lease and financing to your advantage. As we have plunged into these challenging times, we all are confronted with a new reality, where we work from home and not having been in the office for the past couple of weeks. More and more questions reach us where our partners ask us to support them with current challenges, where IT solutions are needed, but budgets are reviewed. Costs cannot be avoided, but decisions are delayed. Cases like platforms and environments that are usually already in place, but capacity demand increases, and therefore the need for this infrastructure is that it has to be expanded. This logically leads to additional costs where customers did not take into account these extra costs in budgeting for 2020. Also, CFOs have decided to spend less cash. This is what you will probably hear on a day-to-day basis, and they want to spend much less. In fact, CFOs want to preserve as much cash as possible to improve the balance. We expect this not to be a temporary solution, but that it will be the norm and that we have to accept this for a while. We have to keep in mind that in times of economic uncertainty, cash is definitely king. We want you to know that we are here to support you with these challenges and how to make the best of these new cash flow norms. We want to show you what solutions are available and how you can use these to your advantage. We can offer this support with several different solutions to help with the cash flow challenges and enable you or your customer to move forward with the investment decisions and still hang on to their cash. Of course, we provide the standard leasing solutions, where customers have the possibility to spread the costs in 12 to 60 equal monthly payments, or an equivalent in quarterly or annual payments. More than ever, it's very important to know that we can also offer an extended payment on the first one. So not just for 30 or 90 days, but up to 10 to 12 months. This way you or your customer can implement the solution and delay the payment for a while to bridge these challenges and hold on to the cash. We offer this for a large variety of combinations. And it's not limited to just hardware and software, but also you can think of adding maintenance support and implementation costs. As this provides a big cash flow advantage for the customer, it also provides a cash flow advantage for the reseller, because the reseller gets paid upfront, so you don't have to wait for payments. Some of our partners in this webinar have added some form of managed service to their product portfolio. As you might know, this addition to the portfolio is preceded by investments in the infrastructure, with additions or expansions to the hardware or the software environment. These managed services are then completed with specific services added by the reseller and then sold to the customer with payment options that are either flexible or subscription-based. These business models have a big impact on the cash flow model of our resellers and partners. This is why we support our partners with the possibility to synchronize costs with monthly revenues from this model. Because our partners do not have to use their own cash to do an upfront investment, this improves the cash position and increases flexibility of our resellers and partners. Besides these solutions, we also get more and more requests to reverse the costs with a sale and lease back. In these cases, the order is already processed, and in most cases the reseller or the end customer has already paid the invoice. But due to circumstances, the decision is preferably reversed, and the costs are preferably spread over a period of time. You could think about customers wanting to free up cash to migrate to the cloud, for instance, and using the cash freed up by the sale and leaseback to make this possible. Or on the other hand, the customer just wants to improve their cash flow position. In these cases, Arrow Capital Solutions will buy these assets and pay the reseller or the end user. This way, the cash is available very quickly. Next to the several options to provide a solution to current cases, I also want to make some suggestions that you can think about in your status quo. As a reseller or provider of IT solutions and services, it might be a good idea to take a look at the deals that you have closed in the past 2 or 3 months. Possibly your customers have placed an order, but as the situation changed so dramatically, they might have asked for a payment extension. Not only does this affect your cash flow position, it also increases your risk profile, and in the worst case scenario, it might have a negative effect on your customer relationship as well. It might help to think about the possibility to offer them to spread the payment using one of the lease or financing options that I've mentioned earlier. As soon as the customer gets a credit approval and they agree to the contract terms and conditions, then we can structure a spread payment, and if necessary, also delay the first payment. The reseller receives payment quickly and mitigates the financial risk to Arrow Capital Solutions. Another suggestion would be to make the most of the available budgets. Well, to be honest, this is also a way for our resellers to upsell, as spreading the costs decreases the annual cash out on a specific IT solution for an end user. We all know that IT solutions can be stripped to make them fit within a budget. And when you offer to spread the payment, this could lead to providing the better fitting solution without affecting the budget. Another suggestion could be to think about possibilities to offer a 0% or a low-cost payment spread. Important to realize is that there is no such thing as for free. Borrowing money costs money. What you could do is investigate the possibility to sponsor the costs to spread the payment. As a reseller, you could do this, of course, and you could also discuss it with a vendor. This way, the end user gets the added value to spread the payment without additional or very low costs. And the vendor and the reseller still have the possibility to provide their customer with a multi-year IT solution and get paid upfront. Important to know is that these suggestions can improve your cash flow position. Arrow Capital Solutions will provide an upfront payment so the cash is available quicker and financial risks are mitigated. Your customers are also looking for possibilities to hold on to their cash longer. It can be that your customer does not realize that you have the possibility to support them. If you are proactive and you suggest that you can help them with improving their cash flow, I'm pretty sure that they will be very happy with your supportive attitude. So we've given a couple of examples, but where can you apply these strategies? At Arrow Capital Solutions, we have provided countless resellers and end users with leasing and financing structures that improve the cash flow and increase flexibilities. These structures are not limited to big corporate companies. We support deal sizes of 20,000 euros and upwards to all customers in public and private environments, from small businesses to governments, and semi-public customers like schools and healthcare institutions. This just means that it's a general topic that is investigated in all segments, great and small. So realize that your customer or stakeholder within your company will appreciate the option, and do not think that suggesting a spread payment is a bad idea or that it will not be appreciated. We hear of companies that are asking suppliers for extended payment terms and office rents to be delayed, for instance, and they will do everything to hold on to their cash longer in this current market situation. Well, to make the previous slides a bit more concrete, I have a couple of examples of cases where we have provided solutions. One of them is the European Parliament, where Arrow Capital Solutions was attached to a transaction where one of our partners won a tender to provide the European Parliament with the extension of a software enterprise license agreement. The total deal size of 1.7 million euros was split into two payments. One upfront payment of 800,000 euros and a second payment after 10 months. As the reseller would have to wait for the second payment by the customer, but they would have to pay for the entire solution upfront themselves to the distributor. This would have a very high impact on the cash position of the company. So Arrow Capital Solutions provided a solution here where we financed the second payment, and the reseller had to pay for the same amount as they would get paid from the end customer. The second example is a local college where one of our resellers approached us with the challenge to provide a spread payment. The IT solution was based on improving the Wi-Fi infrastructure to cover the college grounds and the buildings, and adding security software to improve the safety of it all. The total solution costs would approximately be 90,000 euros, but the college organization budgeted a much smaller annual amount. If we would not have added the possibility for a spread payment, that would mean that the college would not have been able to improve their Wi-Fi service, and it would also have meant for the reseller that they would not win the deal. Arrow Capital Solutions offered a lease for 5 years in 60 installment payments with a payment delay to cover the implementation of the solution. The last example is a managed service provider. Recently, one of our partners closed a large transaction of 2.7 million euros. As the deal was closed, the structure changed, as the end customer wanted to pay half of that total deal size over 60 monthly installments. Well, this was not accounted for upfront, so the reseller asked Arrow Capital Solutions to structure a spread payment and help improve their cash flow on this deal. We structured a sale and a leaseback of that part, and we bought back the assets and we sold them to the reseller with an additional finance contract. The structured payment schedule and added an extended first payment so that the reseller would pay the monthly installment on the moment that they would also get paid by their end customer. This way, the reseller would not have outstanding cash or reduce this to a minimum. As we are not sure how long this COVID-19 situation will continue, we have to be aware that our customers will keep searching for possibilities to improve their cash flow position. And they will ask you, or they will challenge you to come upfront with solutions. Options that will guarantee immediate delivery and usage, with the options to delay a spread payment. Of course, this will come at a cost, but we know that customers are open to suggestions and they are willing to cover these costs when the solution improves the business case. Here's an overview of the models that are available to you to help you with your specific cash flow challenges. Most of you know the traditional lease models where you would change the CAPEX structure to an OPEX lease. This involves a standard model with a periodic payment of the solution up to 60 monthly installments and the possibility to defer the first payments up to 12 months, so you would not pay anything for the first year. The consumption model is based on the renewal of existing hardware or software, or the expansion of the current infrastructure, including the support and the maintenance. This flexible model assists our customers to make growth possible and the company more agile to changes in the market. The custom model, or specials as we call them at Arrow Capital Solutions, are tailor-made payment schedules, where customers have the freedom to decide when to pay and how much they want to pay per period. The as-a-service model has been introduced to support our partners who start or expand their managed service business. With this leasing or financing model, we synchronize the cash in and the cash out, so the costs and the revenues for our partners are synchronized. This way, our partners pay for the IT solution when they also get paid by their customers. This improves their cash flow and gives them the possibility to be flexible and grow the business on demand. Some of you have already done business with Arrow Capital Solutions, and I hope this webinar helps you with insights on how the current situation affects the decision-making process for financial stakeholders, and how available lease and financing models can help you to improve your position. Your financial stakeholders all have these challenges top of mind, and we will have the opportunity to add smart solutions to still reach our goals and improve our position. Of course, this comes with a cost and additional terms and conditions, but believe me that your customer and the CFO will be open to discuss the options. I will return your emails and questions as soon as possible, and we will contact you if you want to discuss your specific case or challenge one-on-one in a call. I hope that you enjoyed the webinar and that the information I shared was useful. As I've recorded this webinar, we will make it available to you so that you can share it or have another look. This ends the webinar, and I want to thank you for your time and attention. Keep safe, and I hope you have a very nice day.